Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Chun, and I would like to hold your attention for the next couple of moments because it's Fun Fact Fridays, and I know it's a day late. I wasn't feeling very well yesterday, so I spent the day in bed, which actually turned out to be a very long sleep. So the gameplay, I always introduce it since I'm a gameplay commentator. This game was shot today, actually. I changed the game I was going to use, and the reason why I've changed it is, if you haven't noticed, well, it was a pretty good game, for one. It wasn't excellent, but it was pretty good. There's the Joker, the fact that my emblem is now the Joker, and I wanted to sort of show it off, and I think it looks pretty good. I don't know why, but whenever I imagine that the Joker... I don't know, I imagine that if the Joker played Call of Duty in Black Ops and created an emblem for himself, he would create something a bit like that. Am I crazy? I'm not. No, I'm not. And that was a shittest joke. I've been working on my Joker impression recently. I don't even know why I tried to do it like that. That is nothing like the Joker. I apologise for an affront to Heath Ledger for that. But what you're going to witness here is me playing the objective. And particularly at C, like, you should see, I was just a tenacious pit bull with C in this game. I just would not give up on that, no matter how many times I died trying to get it. But anyway, it's Fun Fact Fridays, so I'm gonna get on, and it's a 2-for-1 since this game's quite long. So the first question: what's the largest living thing? And by the way, this is a theme: size. The answer: it's a mushroom, and it's not even a particularly rare one. You've probably got the honey fungus, which is this is the Latin, Armillaria ostoia, in your garden, growing on a dead tree stump. And I'm going to repeat that sentence without the Latin. You've probably got the honey fungus in your garden, growing on a dead tree stump. For your sake, let's hope it doesn't reach the size of the largest recorded specimen in Malheur National Forest in Oregon. It covers 890 hectares, or 2,200 acres, and it's between 2,000 and 8,000 years old. Most of it is underground in the form of a massive mat of tentacle-like white mycelia, the mushroom's equivalent of roots. These spread along tree roots, killing the trees and peeping up through the soil occasionally as innocent-looking clumps of honey mushrooms. The giant honey fungus of Oregon was initially thought to grow in separate clusters throughout the forest, but researchers have now confirmed it is the world's single biggest organism connected under the soil. So I bet you thought the largest living thing was the blue whale, which incidentally is the subject of the next question. What's the biggest thing a blue whale can swallow? Is it A, a very large mushroom, B, a small family car, C, a grapefruit, or D, a sailor? The answer is a grapefruit. Quite interestingly, a blue whale's throat is almost exactly the same diameter as its belly button, which is about the size of a side plate, but a little smaller than its eardrum, which is more than the size of a dinner plate. For 8 months of the year, blue whales eat virtually nothing, but during the summer they feed almost continuously, scooping up 3 tons of food a day. As you may remember from your biology lessons as a kid, their diet consists of tiny, pink, shrimp-like crustaceans called krill, which slip down a treat. Krill come conveniently served in huge swarms that can weigh over 100,000 tons. The word krill is Norwegian. It comes from the Dutch word kriel, meaning small fry, but is now also used to mean both pygmies and small potatoes. Krill sticks have been marketed with reasonable success in Chile, but krill mince was a bit of a disaster in Russia, Poland and South Africa owing to dangerously high levels of fluoride, which came from the krill's shells, which were too small to pick off individually before mincing. The narrow gauge of a blue whale's throat means it couldn't have swallowed Jonah. The only whale with a throat wide enough to swallow a person whole is the sperm whale, and, once inside, the intense acidity of the sperm whale's stomach juices would make survival impossible. The celebrated case of the modern Jonah in 1891, in which James Bartley claimed to have been swallowed by a sperm whale and rescued by his crewmates 15 hours later, has been nailed as a fraud. Aside from its throat, everything else about the blue whale is big. At 32 metres, 105 foot in length, it is the largest creature that has ever lived, 3 times the size of the biggest dinosaur, and equivalent in weight to 2,700 people. Its tongue weighs more than an elephant, its heart is the size of a family car, its stomach can hold more than a ton of food, it also makes the loudest noise of any individual animal, a low frequency hum which can be detected by other whales over 16,000 kilometres or 10,000 miles away. So there you go, that's pretty much the end of Fun Fact Fridays. The largest living organism is a mushroom, and stop laughing, you immature bastard. Stop laughing, that's a classic joke, isn't it? It's an organism. Anyway, and the largest thing a blue whale can swallow is a grapefruit. And how far have I taken C yet? I probably would have done by now. If you take nothing else away from this video, take this with you. Nobody makes a greater mistake than he who does nothing, because he could do so little.
One they fear. In their tongue is Dovahkiin, Dragonborn.